Mark Consuelos' wife, Kelly Ripa, is bringing attention to one of her husband's interesting things he enjoys doing in his spare time. While Mark was gone on business, TV personality Carson Kressley filled in for him on January 23rd, allowing Kelly to host the show alone. Originally developed as a style movement influenced by traditional American grandmothers' lives, Kelly and Carson spoke about the grandmacore trend on social media during taping. Despite the trend's origins in interior design and clothing, today's youth have elevated it to a whole new level by joining book clubs, taking up embroidery, and even canning food, all of which were once the purview of the baby boomer age. Carson wasn't interested in birdwatching, even though Kelly said that she liked crocheting in her own time. Also known as birding, the practice of finding and studying different species of birds in their natural habitat. But Mark loves birdwatching and has been doing it for a lot longer than most people think. My goodness, I didn't expect this. Kelly was right when she said that Mark doesn't limit his birdwatching to times when she's not there. Whenever they go anywhere, he becomes engrossed, especially when he sees birds he doesn't normally see in NYC. She elaborated by saying that while we're on the West Coast, he'll encounter roadrunners and birds that aren't familiar to him. Come here, he'll say, even if I'm still in bed. This needs to be viewed multiple times during the night. The dynamic duo of Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos has captivated audiences with their charisma, humor, and boundless enthusiasm. They have always been quite forthcoming with information about themselves, their love life, and their family, as well as their hilarious escapades from the beginning of their relationship. But now that Kelly has spilled the beans on Mark's secret obsession, everyone is wondering what it is. On their chat show, Live with Kelly and Mark surprised everyone by revealing an unexpected pastime during a personal moment. I find this finding amusing and endearing, but there is still so much about this power duo that we don't know. There are a ton of images of Kelly and Mark's friendship that viewers of the program can see when they take a look into their world. Their infectious charisma is evident whenever they are sharing funny anecdotes about their families or making fun of one another's culinary abilities. To top it all off, Kelly and Mark are best friends in addition to being husband and wife. Their performances have been defined by their famously clever banter, as any fan of their relationship can tell you. Their favorite things to do are tease one another, make one another laugh, and tell stories. A lot of depth exists in the relationship between Consuelos and Ripa, despite how lighthearted it seems. In keeping with her trademark wit, Kelly recently made a shocking revelation about Mark during a seemingly innocuous broadcast conversation. Kelly took everyone by surprise when she revealed Mark's hidden hobby, which he had kept hidden from everyone. The audience was captivated by this unexpected twist, and Kelly couldn't help but burst into laughing. The motivation behind Mark's secretive interest in this strange pastime. Kelly started to explain how she found this hidden kit with a mischievous smile on her face. Her statement, "I knew something was off," was made while the cameras were rolling. Given the amount of time Mark was spending in the garage, I asked her with a mischievous twinkle in her eye, pondered the nature of his activities. Typically, he pays no attention to anything within. Kelly's voice amplified the tension, despite her nonchalant tone. According to her, and then one day I walked in on him, and there it was, his secret hobby. Before unexpectedly disclosing Mark's actions, she allowed the suspense to build. Model train collection is Mark's hidden passion. At last, Mark Consuelos' long-hidden fascination for toy railroads was revealed. In their garage, Kelly found Mark's elaborate setup, which included a huge collection of miniature trains, as she described it. This announcement would come as a shock to many because Mark is famous for being an athletic, daring, and charming actor. Model trains, though, were a complete surprise to everyone. Kelly continued by saying that Mark had spent many hours building a realistic model train system with small trees, scenery, and stops. The comedian said, "I had no idea he was so passionate about this. I naively believed it was merely a phase, but this pastime is really serious," she said while laughing. "What I have in mind is an operable model train befitting a museum." Kelly and the viewers found it funny that Mark Consuelos, who frequently portrays strong and aggressive characters on television, spends his leisure time carefully constructing model trains. She mentioned all these miniature structures and miniatures that he possesses. His undivided focus is on it. I assure you, his toolbox is brimming with tools. Mark adores model trains for what reason? In addition to the technical competence and nostalgia, Mark finds that they provide him a sense of control and allow him to escape. If you ask Mark, His hobby provides a welcome escape from the stresses of job and family life while also immersing him in a realm of exquisite craftsmanship. In the middle of the program, Mark said, "I've always loved trains." His hidden excitement made him happy, yet he was shy about showing it. "It takes me back to a moment when I was a kid. It has a soothing impact. The made-up universes I inhabit allow me to veg out for quite a while. To relax. It's the greatest option." Mark finds a creative outlet that his acting career lacks in the meticulous complexity of making miniature trains and scenery. Model trains allow him to express himself more honestly than in acting, when he assumes a character. In addition, playing with trains brings back fond memories of his boyhood. Kelly seemed to take pleasure in Mark's pastime as the conversation progressed. She made a joke about how she first assumed he was into carpentry or auto restoration, two more traditionally manly hobbies. She couldn't help but burst into laughter when seeing the model trains. "I mean, I'm not mad about it," she replied, her smile beaming at the camera. "Despite how unexpected it is, I find it endearing." For him, it's the ideal leisure activity. In such cases, he is very accurate. Kelly had the support of many viewers. It was during the reveal that Mark's face lit up, displaying charming traits such as his attentiveness to detail, commitment to his hobbies, and capacity to find pleasure in something definitely one of a kind. His fan base grew even larger because it demonstrated that renowned and wealthy individuals may have pleasantly ordinary sides. There were a lot of reasons why Mark's supporters were into his confession of his hidden passion. The most important part is that it demonstrates that famous people are just like the rest of us. They have strange hobbies and interests. When compared to the romanticized portrayal of many public individuals, Mark's authenticity and enthusiasm for model trains stand out. Regardless of one's popularity or status, everyone has hobbies that help them relax. It's a reminder of that. Their friendship is so real and lighthearted because Kelly brought up Mark's pastime in a hilarious way. The fact that they can make their fans laugh at such a strange subject deepens their connection to them. Their giftedness at harmonizing honesty, humor, and love is what makes the pair so beloved. Finally, fans were pleasantly surprised to learn that Mark Consuelos had a special hobby: collecting model trains. It was a nice way for fans to see the actor in a different light, away from his work. Kelly said it was simply another endearing part of their continuing adventure together. Even the most famous people have hobbies and interests that make them unique, which fans were reminded of in a subtle way. Mark Consuelos enjoys spending his free time building elaborate model train layouts. Remember that the next time you watch him on TV or in a movie. Their legion of devoted fans insist that this shocking discovery just adds to the charisma that has made Kelly and Mark a Hollywood power couple. The adoration for conductor Consuelos, who was already a viral sensation after the first broadcast, only grew in the days that followed. The producers of Live with Kelly and Mark saw an opportunity to cash in on viewers' insatiable curiosity and didn't spend any time doing so. The show's schedule was swiftly updated to include a piece called Mark's Main Line, which promised viewers an exclusive high-definition tour of the garage sanctuary that Kelly had only hinted to before. It became crystal evident when the video ultimately went up that Kelly had not inflated the scope of the operation. There was more to the plan than just a wooden board with a track loop on it. It was an expansive, multi-story architectural and artistic marvel. The camera swept across vibrant, turn-of-the-century cities complete with functional street lights, hand-painted mountain ranges reminiscent of the Italian Alps, and verdant, small forests created from dyed lichen. In the film, Mark referred to an area as Little Campobasso, as he pointed to a realistic reproduction of an Italian village, a reference to the couple's actual investment in the Campobasso 1919 soccer team in Italy. About 400 little spectators can be seen if you look closely at the stadium. I used a single hairbrush to paint each of them by hand. I spent 3 months on it. When Kelly returned to the studio, she stared at the screen with a mix of pride and confused amusement. "Mark, 3 months? Painting little figures for 3 months?" Looking at the spectators, she playfully mocked. Meanwhile, the roller from the guest bathroom that I had him paint 3 years ago is still wrapped in plastic. Unconcerned and happy, Mark responded. "Kelly, precision requires time. Crafting art takes time. In any case, the steam engine in the bathroom isn't operational." Another amusing side effect of their interest is the way it has changed the way they give gifts. Kelly shared her story of trying to buy an antique locomotive at an estate auction to support his interest during a host chat segment. "I felt I nailed it," she informed the crowd. I carefully wrapped it before bringing it home. Oh, that's lovely, honey. But that's so scale, he says after opening it and taking a look. I operate on the HO scale. In an effort to clear his name, Mark chuckled. A huge disparity exists. Attempting to park a bus in a space meant for a compact vehicle is like that. Near my train station, it would resemble Godzilla descending the tracks. So, now I'm stuck with this pricey piece of paper, Kelly deadpanned. If anyone is in need of an ostensibly enormous vintage locomotive from the 1950s, DM.